right, tonight is, I used to call this demonstration. It's not my favorite word, so I'm going to call this, instead of dead examples, I'm going to call this Sacred Body Language Translation live examples. We're not going to be reading any dead bodies that are having, you know, the tightening of the muscles and all that kind of stuff. No, we're not doing that tonight. No. All right. This is so sacred for me. I mean, I sat here tonight preparing, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so sacred, because I get to explain why this happens, how it works. So for me to do this, what I'm requesting of everyone, all y'all, because I've been in Texas, all y'all, is to vote victory. And here's why. Sacred body, our body language for me and everybody I know, the level I'm talking about, was hidden. You know, people just dig and scratch, and hey, how you doing? Fine, what's going on? Hey, hi, you know, that kind of stuff. But I realize now, early in my, like 20 some years old, I read an I Am Affirmations and Adorations and Affirmations book. And in there, being somebody who reads eyes, there was a decree, and this is one of the decrees where I relaxed for the first time in my entire life. And it was an I Am statement. So it says, mighty I Am presence, seize possession of my eyes, make them, my eyes, see and visualize only your perfection, forever self-sustained. I believe I began to see miracles and learn the conversation in all the ways that I have, because I decreed, I prayed, decreed, accepted, well, all whatever, that God, grab my eyes and make my eyes see and visualize only your perfection, forever self-sustained. And this is not just a one-time deal. This is thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of times interacting with people. There's another one scripturally, especially about reading eyes. If you see a twig in your brother's eye, scripturally it says, take the log or beam out of your own. And man, that was like, well, that's profound for me. You know, if I was taught how to see what's wrong, and if I'm telling people, well, your colon is, well, you know, whatever, the lime in the colon nut. And anyway, so the point is I began, and that's the miracle of all this, instead of telling people, I began to ask people. And that's what tonight is about. So today, fascinating, one second here. I had a number of people email in and, what does this mean? What's that mean? What's this mean? What's that mean? What's that? Well, forgive me, that's not going to work in this, because this is too sacred. So let's begin with, please vote victory. Everybody, what that means to me, you use your version, I'll use mine. How many of those people have their cameras on, how many of you, if this is your first time being with me in a Zoom or call or whatever, how many are the first time? All right, great. I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth. No, just kidding. All right. And then how many of you have been on more than 1 million times? No, how many have been on before? Cool. All right, thank you. So I'm into this magic, and I mean by that, magi means of God, so it's not a weird word. I'm into the power and the blessing of all of us doing something aligned. 2 or more are gathered in my name, and I am there among. I use scripture a lot, but I'm not going to use it in the context of religion or dividing or whatever else. I'm going to use it in the context like quantum physics or quantum mechanics. And voting victory, the way I do it for me, you find your version. I'm just going to share my version is, I do something like, I am my own permanent victory in the light. I always start with me. And then if someone's speaking, I'm interacting tonight when we're together, I will do something like I am your, and I'm asking you to do this as well, for whoever is our example or examples tonight, or for you or whoever it is. For me, vote my victory now. So I am your, say I am my own permanent victory in the light. Say it again. I am my own permanent victory in the light. And everybody mute yourself. Thank you all. Good job. And I am our permanent victory in the light. Really do it again until you actually feel a charge of energy. I am our permanent victory in the light. So as we proceed here, and I've got some notes, I'm going to bring them up so I can actually see them. This is so sacred. So when I first started waking up to body language, I didn't learn it like you're maybe interacting with me tonight about. I found one thing and I went, whoa, and then I found another thing, whoa, and then I realized there was a conversation going on between all of us that before I understood it, I didn't have a clue. So it's not just, oh, elbows mean this, right hand means that, left hand, that, yeah, it means that. That might be it. It's much bigger than all this. So to give you the why this is so important for me is every single human being is in a metamorphosis, period. I mean, how many get our planet, our globe right now is in a pretty much a metamorphosis. Like what's the meta you is what's going on right now. You know, we've been locked up. Hello. All right. So now this idea that our body and our earth language right now is going on and our community language is going on and all that stuff. For right now, this is sacred body language translation. And once you get what this is, the tendency will be, I'll put it that way, is to read what is wrong and how to fix it and make it right. And I'm suggesting that we move through that or past that or above that, don't make it wrong, to the point of everything is the movement of energy being restored into a divine state. I want to say it again. Everything is the movement of energy being restored or asked to move, inspired to move into a divine state. Scripture says your greatest weakness shall be your greatest strength. So when I got that piece of it, you know, besides, dear God, seize possession of my eyes, make them see and visualize only your perfection, forever self-sustained. When our greatest weakness should be our greatest strength. So when I started to read eyes as an example, I did not actually eventually see any weaknesses at all. I went, ooh, that mark right there, what strength is in there? And the first time it ever happened where I really got it, I worked with a young man, I've shared this before. I was reading eyes, I read his whole family. His father was a medical doctor, mom was a socialite in Kalamazoo, Michigan, his two other siblings, and then he was the youngest. I read his eyes. And I read his left eye first, that's the receiving side. I just read that one first, and then I read his right eye. And as I'm reading his right eye, and the right brain shows the right eye shows the left brain. I'm going quick so I can get to what we're doing. And he had a radii solaris, a black radial spoke in an area called a brain flare, called acquired mental speech. And instead of telling him whatever that meant in the old system, I asked him, do you have a difficult time putting your own thoughts into words verbally? This is the left brain, right eye. And he goes, yes, I'm dyslexic. And so I've got his little chart and I'm starting to write down dyslexia. And I was dyslexic at the time. So I asked him, how do you spell dyslexia? Now, it is not smart to have a dyslexic ask a dyslexic how to spell dyslexia. So he attempted, he got emotional. I said, feel it, breathe. That's what I do. Where are you? What's happening? When have you felt this way before? Feel it. He had a memory of his dad calling him stupid because his brain worked differently. Okay, he went back and relived the memory. He loved and forgave his father. I went back and looked at that black radial furrow. I went back and looked in that portion of the eye. And I was taught that I'm seeing in the eyes genetic patterns. They're not changeable. I went back in the eye and looked, and that black radial furrow, he had blue eyes, were now, it was no black, complete bright blue. And I went, I mean, I saw across the board, if you've seen The Matrix, this is like the red pill. This was me going, what just happened? And for me, I now get, I can put it in words, you know, like biology of belief, if you've read that or heard that kind of concept. Yes, everybody got it. That if we can go downscale, we can go upscale. If we can go downscale, so genetically, if we've got suppression or whatever, weaknesses passed on, the sins of the parents are visited upon the children for 4 generations. That means we can move upscale. And I was like, whoa. So once I jumped in, I noticed everything in the eye, more and more and more every single day. What I was noticing and seeing in every single person I was being with was patterns waiting an agreement for perfection. patterns waiting for the return of something. Our greatest weakness should be our greatest strength. Let the weak man say, I am strong. So do you get a sense that, oh, the word becomes flesh? Decree a thing and it shall be established unto you. By your words you shall be justified. By your words you shall be condemned. A man, a woman who offendeth not in word is the same as a perfect person and able to bridle the whole body. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. In the beginning was the word was with God, the word was God. All right, so now the word becomes flesh. So if it's in our fleshly state, it means literally there are thought, word, and feeling, the trinity of language involved in every physiological state and every situational life pattern state. In other words, it's all reversible. The verse is like speaking. Universe means one song, one word. So body language tonight, as I get into this and help you understand the basics of it, and then give some examples, you will realize that you, even just watching someone walk down the road that may have something up, you have the capability to resurrect that person into their strength just sitting there, making an agreement. How do you feel now that they've been raised? How do you feel now that they're happy? How do you feel now that they're healthy? How do you feel now that COVID is no longer on our planet and people are sovereign and healthy and capable and nations are getting along and whatever else you can imagine? Everybody got it? Just say yes. Even if you didn't, just say yes. Just claim the miracle. All right. So, sacred body language translation is not a telling. Like allopathic, even in herbology, you know, I didn't realize when I became a master herbalist that I was actually doing allopathic approach, where take this herb for this situation. That's still allopathic. In no way when I say, well, you feel you've got this going on, so take this herb or this natural remedy or this homeopathic or whatever. I didn't realize that I was still adjusting or treating, so to speak, the symptom versus getting to cause. So sacred body language translation is all about causation, no matter what the modality. I'm going to say it again. Sacred body, everything I'm involved in is about cause versus the signal or the symptom. Cause. So I can treat or mess with or adjust or work on the symptom all day long. And unless I adjust or upgrade the cause, that symptom may just run around into different signals. Now, once we get this, I mean, my perception is like again, I did not get this in the way that I'm sharing it with you right now. I got it one piece, then another piece, and then another piece, and then another aha, and then another aha, 10,000 of them. And I went, whoa, there's an entire system here. There's a conversation going on that has been other than conscious all this time. And now, because I'm claiming, you know, dear God, seize possession of my eyes, make them see, and visualize only your perfection, forever self-sustained, along a whole bunch of other things, decrees, voting victory, seeing perfection, then I began to notice what was going on in people. One of the ways I learned it, I was in a class, we had about 60 people. One was in the back row on my right-hand side, and she was talking about her mother and the way her mother saw her, very frustrated, a lot of emotion. Most people couldn't see her. I could see her, I was up on a riser. And as she was speaking, she was talking about the way her mother, she hated the way her mother saw her, and she touches her left cheek. Now, I might not have noticed it, but about 60% of the people in the room that I could perceive touch their left cheek at the same time. And I went, what was that? What was that? Now, do you get our emotional body? We're all one. We're all breathing the same air. Even now, how many of you are going, oh, this could be interesting. Yes or no? How many how many have a little dig it free period? It probably is a good time right now. How many like the idea of having a free period so you can dig a scratch and get her done? So get her done.
Bob?
Yes.
This is Josie. You're breaking up. I was not able to hear part of the story. I don't know if everybody else was.
Is it breaking up? Heather, are we breaking up? I got no across the board. So it must be your bandwidth. So take yourself off video, you'll get more bandwidth. And we'll just pout that we can't see you. So as everybody can hear me clearly, am I breaking up or clear? Thumbs up for clear. All right, pick your nose for not clear. Just kidding, don't do that. Okay, all right, so thank you. And I'm glad Josie said something. So Heather, you'll let me know if something's up, yes? Heather Harbaugh? Yes, ma'am, thumbs up. All right, so now, another one, I'll just share this. I was in Denver, Colorado doing an iridology and thought is what I called it back then. And I've got my slide tray up of 35 millimeter slides, dark room, bunch of people, big screen up on the stage. And I've got my little legend of which slides are coming up. No one can see it, tiny little light that lights up my legend. I've got a clicker and I'm about ready to go to my next slides. This is just the two things that got me on the page. And so I look down and the next 5 slides are going to be the esophagus. I haven't gone there yet. Now it's fascinating, but how many of you right now are about ready to clear your throat? Raise your hands. Now, I would even most likely not even have to say esophagus in the room, probably going furball, whatever.
I just yawned.
What?
I yawned.
Did you? Awesome, thank you. Way cool. I'm like, who said that in my house? What is that? Okay, cool. So again, what I did, in other words, I hadn't gone to esophagus yet, and the room clears their throat. We are all connected. Thought, word, and emotional patterns are frequency specific to our body. And the tendency, in my experience, for myself and everybody else-ish, in the past, I'm going to affirm, is to do what I call in Life Upgrade Coaching, a short throw. To make the shift to get rid of the issue. And I would demonstrate, Greg Braden and Dr. Bruce Lipton and I did 7 events together. And I was the new kid on the block, and I would have somebody stand up and I would say, don't tell me the name of your thing, no names of diseases, just what's going on. And I would work with them and be profound, and they'd be done and they'd be getting off the stage, but they would still have signals going on, which meant they were still in a metamorphosis, except now they didn't have a translator to let them accept the strength that's returning. I hope you can hear that. You must, in other words, so body language has been going on for all of us. But once we know what the signal is and what the strength is, and we let ourselves agree with the blessing that's returning, the blessing will return. So a couple of things about this. So scripture says, not religion. It says, ask and you shall receive. That's always instantaneous. Seek and you shall find. That's always instantaneous. And knock and the door shall be open. That's physical. Seek, ask, verbal request, seek, mental attitude, knock, physical action. So if I ask God for something and say thank you, a prayer is please and thank you, it's been delivered. That's the law. It's delivered in the invisible. I have to walk by faith to get it delivered in the visible. When I work with somebody and they're heavily burdened, it's because, and now my experience, this is big time. This is enough for everything tonight of just staying right here. That the moment we ask and say thank you, it's been delivered. If we don't accept it and walk in it, have it, enjoy it, then the blessing that's delivered or bestowed becomes a burden. Y'all hear that? So when somebody comes in, usually the blessing has been bestowed, they just didn't accept it. They didn't walk in the faith. I walk by faith, not by sight. Does this help? How many of you are beginning, like anyone with financial issues, because body language works as well in financial life situation. So anyone with financial stuff, I'm just going to show you how this works, hasn't picked a goal abundant and valuable enough for them. They've been playing too small, enough to get by, enough to get by, enough to get by, enough to get by, enough to get by. How many of you can relate to that? How many have been picking a goal too small for your creator? I like it. I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth. It's really fun to watch this many hands go up at one time. All right, so now you get body language is going to let us know not just what I call the static state of, let's say, a pain somewhere in my body, that's static, non-moving. Body language is actually, once we ask the right question, instead of tell them, we're going to ask. We're going to facilitate, which means to make easy. It's the continued, Webster says facilitation is the continued successive application of the necessary stimulus to attain a particular result. So what this means now is somebody has something up. If I know the question to ask with love, the question to ask with love, the question to ask with love, imperative. That's the only thing that makes it easy is love. If I begin, instead of telling them, oh, shoulder is this, knee is that. Well, yeah, maybe. How about, have you ever, are you feeling da-da-da? Now remember, whatever is going on that's a tense situation is a blessing waiting to happen. Does that change everything? Talk to me, yes or no? I mean, just let me see. How many are, I can watch it. Many people going, and you know, the contemplative look is like, how many are like, how many can feel, uh-oh? How many can feel, uh-oh? Raise your hand if you can feel like, I've got some to do, some shifting to do. How many know shift happens? One of my favorite bumper stickers. I think I laughed for like 400 miles after I saw that because I read it wrong. And I didn't, and it was very funny. All right, so now we're going to do sacred body language translation, but it is not allopathic. And it's also not, and I'll clean it up, it's not to get rid of what's wrong. Like if somebody has fear, fear is the continuum of faith, courage, assuredness, confidence, security, trust. So if I get rid of fear, I'm going to get rid of trust. If I touch fear, it speeds me up to courage. We have to go through the door, not suppress and go underneath the door. All right, so does this change from what you grew up in? I mean, give me some kind of signal. It's like, okay. And even though, how many of you are in alternative health in some version? Raise your hand. How many of you are coaches and support facilitators for other people? So no matter what you're doing, no matter what modality you're in or use or all of them, whatever, add this. There'll be zero question of what's going on. I'm excited about zero question. I love that. I love the hands that don't go up on that. Well, no, I love it. I really love it because it's like, I'd rather, I mean, many people go, oh, I'm going to get myself read. And then they come and hear me talk about this. And I can see people going, well, you know, I might next time. And how many of you got all kinds? I'm watching the body. I'm going to get your body. Go ahead, keep scratching. I just ain't looking. Go ahead, dig and scratch. Get it in. All right. I see you. All right. So now, not allopathic. Instead of a short throw is what I call it. I call it a long throw. Long throw. What a long throw means is instead of getting over what's wrong, we're going to stay in until the strength has returned and been agreed to, appreciated, accepted, embodied. And all body, like a static state. A static, again, is not moving. So if you have pain somewhere, if I have pain somewhere, and if I allopathically, pain, like knee means partnership and forgiveness. Well, so what? But asking the question of, let's say left side, have you had an issue with a female figure, not a woman necessarily, but a female, creative, intuitive, where there's a requirement to forgive or an issue about partnership? If I can ask the question and craft it in such a way that I reach in and find the information, I'll know right away as a facilitator, as a coach. Because the person will go, oh, that's it. Or no, I mean, you know, it's just really easy. I'll ask it again in a different way. Pretty soon, yeah, ooh, that's it. The moment we engage the source code of the thought, word, and emotional patterns, we have mobilized the signal at the state of causation. And the body will begin to unwind the pattern. Relief, thriving. I can, I will. I see in a new way. the way others see me. I choose to hear. Got it? Forget about it. No, sorry, that was the Italian. That was too much pasta. Okay, but do you get a sense that what begins to happen is the person begins to unwind, but they wouldn't necessarily even know it. Or as a coach, I wouldn't know it until I woke it up. And now I realize everything that's going on for people, got it? Armpits are I can returning, just so you know. Even though it's like, I can see it now. I'm just going to put, all right, everyone dig and scratch. Just get it done. How many have little embarrassments when you're like, oh my God, I scratched my face in public. So what? You didn't go to hell. Let me get that. How many years you did not go to hell? Yes, we're moving. And if you run into shame, blame, and guilt, that's the fall from grace. If this stuff is worth its salt, we're starting to return to grace. You will have to go through shame, blame, guilt, whatever you went. The way the emotions work, enthusiasm, pain, anger, fear, grief, apathy, unconsciousness, 7 octaves down. Less and less and less energy. Coming up scale, unconsciousness, apathy, grief, fear, anger, pain, enthusiasm. There's body language for every single one of those steps. And once this begins, I call it the stairway to heaven. We start moving up scale. And it is visceral, profound. And the law of upgrading, it goes like this. We heal from the inside out, from the head down, in reverse order as the symptoms have appeared. That's Herring's law of cure in homeopathy. And then we add tempered by, moving from less intensity toward greater and greater and greater intensity according to the psychological, physiological, mental, emotional, and spiritual development of the individual. So how many of you right now are reassessing your readiness to move up scale? 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5. How many are not going to raise your hand no matter what? I love when hands go up when I ask that question. How many are not going to raise your hand? I'm not going to raise my hand. Oh, you just did. Okay. All right. So now, as we move up scale, remember, it's not going through what's wrong. It's restoring a strength. It's going to make all the difference in the world. We're going to either be motivated by difficult or getting rid of what's wrong, or we can be motivated by benefit. How many like being motivated by benefit? Tractor beamed. You know, Captain, more powers. Scotty, beam us up. Come on now. And how many get, we are great glorious beings of light? Yes or no? Yes, and we came here to this earth plane in the holodeck, and God's teaching us stuff. How many hope that's true? Is for me. And our greatest weakness shall be our greatest strength. How many have been running from some of your weaknesses? And they keep nabbing you, yes or no? Yes, how many have noticed they chase us? Yes, I'd rather not talk about that. Yes, no, I'd rather not, no. But if you just go inside of that weakness and love it, it'll turn into a strength. All right, so short throw, long throw. So tonight, I'm going to do some global stuff with all y'all, just because I can see a bunch of you now, and we have 119 on this current, and we had 300 signed up, 302. So again, a third or 2/3 are going to be most likely watching this by video. So let's vote everybody's victory, no matter what. So as I go through some global things, my outcome is you notice what's true for you. And again, frequently, and this happens for me, it happens for all classes that I do. One person in the group moves up through something, and everyone with something similar, it's as if they move right up with them. And I have a number of my coaches on tonight. Is that true? Grads, is that true? Do you start moving up scale? And how many go, boy, am I glad they did that so that I didn't have to do that? Oh, yep. So that's the way tonight's going to be. All right. So I'm going to do a little eval. How many of you are committed to moving up scale? Cool. How many of you are hesitant to move up scale? Honestly, just how many have a little like trepidation? Yes. How many have your depends on? No, just kidding. Oh, all right. So if you knew what you were moving upscale into, would that help? Instead of how many have an issue? Oh, I don't know what's wrong. I'm going to get that. Why do I have this issue, my pain, or whatever it is? And remember, I'm not saying don't. Please always go take good care of yourself in whatever modality you're directed, whatever you use. Still do that. Just add this to it. This is not modality specific. It doesn't matter what modality you're using or lack thereof. Clear? But I'm always suggesting, please take good care of yourself. Just add this. All right. So if I can help you, if you can help you, because you can master this, you can learn it, you can become a coach of this. If you understand what's returning, for me, that helps tremendously. It helps me as a coach. Somebody walks in and they've got, some pain or lymphatic congestion or liver, whatever, I don't want to name any disease. Let's just say that that's the area of the body that's a little congested. I now know, like if it's going to be, and this is all this is materially available for you. I mean, you can get as much of this as you choose. You can master it. You can become a coach of it. But realize, like if it's liver is forgiveness. And it's forgiveness for no reason is what's required. Not because somebody deserves it, because none of us deserve forgiveness. You can't deserve forgiveness. We're all already forgiven, so therefore we all better forgive. If we don't forgive and forgive for no reason, then we're going to slow up our own system. Now, a couple other things on how this works. If you have a body signal, most likely, your spirit or subconscious or whatever it is, and I say all that, has given you 1,000 inspirations to shift or change before it ever became a physiological signal. How many know that's true? How many have ever gone, not today, no, not right now, no, not right now, no, la, 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 I don't want to listen, no, hell no, I won't go. How many know what I'm talking about? How many have ever done that? No, 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 no. All right, so now, once you know, here the issue is, I don't want to deal, all right, but if I'm asking as a coach, or you get a coach, or you coach yourself, and you give yourself permission to be facilitated, which means to bring ease and grace, and realizing that we're not going to make you wrong as a coach. You're going to simply touch everything with love. Whatever it is, you're going to make it okay. Everyone say, yo, boo-boo, I love you just the way you are. Yo, pain, you prick. No, just kidding. I love you just the way you are. Even now, how many are going, well, we'll see on that. Yeah, we'll see. All right. So again, what I'm suggesting is the old method of treating symptoms, I believe, is over. And this is not modality specific. That's what I love about it. You don't have to give up what's working to go do this. I call it a dogma. Clear? This is just add this to it, no matter what the modality, no matter what's going on in life. Man, this really works. All right, so now the little self, again, will attempt to get over the issue. Your body language generally will keep on saying there's more coming, there's more coming, there's more coming, there's more happening, there's more. And if you can stay with this, your body signals translated, you will literally, in other words, your full measure of an upgrade is already delivered. It's already right here. It's inside of the energy package of what you're feeling. To me, that changes everything. And my greatest weakness should be my greatest strength. You all get that, like, when, let's say I work with somebody, again, lymphatics. Lymphatics says I can't and it's hard. So I now know that person has to let themselves have ease and grace. And even that's like, oh, you have to work hard forever. You have to really start, you have to struggle. It's long suffering. You gotta have to must, gotta need, gotta have to must, gotta have to, gotta. Oh, so I choose to make it easy. And they're going, what? That's impossible. Well, so what? Do it anyway. All right, and they'll go, what was it again? I forgot. Oh, choose. I choose to have this not be so difficult. Now, that didn't work because not be is dead. I choose to make this fun and easy. I mean, first there's, and I say, well, just say I choose to make it easy. And they're like, you know, I choose to make it easy. And then let's really stretch it. I choose to make this fun and easy. And you ought to see their face. Usually it lights up like, oh, that'd be fun. That's kind of be screwing the pooch on that one. Yeah, we could really like shift this. How many like the idea of wah versus ugh? How many like being Aikeno master versus an Aikido master? Aikeno, I-M-O. And remember, once you get wherever you are, that's, if you don't like it, it's the opposite of who you are. It's the counterfeit of who you are. Everyone. And how many have given up? Oh, I'm not going to work on that. Not going to work on that. Not going to work on that. I'm down here. How you doing? Pretty good. How you doing? Pretty good. Nice. Been out of your house? Not for 87 days. This is March 149. The 149th day of March. What? But then we start to go, all right, I choose to make this easy. I choose to make this easy. I choose to make this fun and easy. How am I like that? Come on now. And not just a little better, we're going to shift the whole pattern. Not just make it better, we're going to shift the whole pattern. How many like that? Into something. How many like it? Into a new state. How many like into a new state? Talk to me. New state, yes. Brand new. And again, our consciousness doesn't hold that yet. We have to surrender our known reality to let our new reality come online. We have to activate our pineal, hypothalamus, pituitary, our imagineer, our imaginator. We have to let ourselves have what we haven't had or be what we haven't been before. And it's a letting, not a compulsion, it's letting. And all of our body language it's like we're playing a keyboard of consciousness. Like if I take my hand, either hand, and wipe the back of my skull, I'm relieving fight or flight sympathetic nervous system and bringing ease and parasympathetic and thriving to my world. If I'm scratching left armpit, I can receive, right armpit, I can do. Now, this has been thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of proving the system to make it work. And then pretty soon we start moving up scale. So there's some archetypes we're going to work with tonight. So I'm going to ask again, as if I'm working with each of you individually, and this is just, your answer is for you. It's going to benefit me, yes, but still. Do you give yourself permission to move up scale into that which blesses you? Yes or no? Do you give yourself permission to forgive where you are for no reason? Do you give yourself permission to touch and love where you are because love is our source code? If so, yes. Got it? All right, so I'm going to do a little, because I can see whatever number is on, I believe I got like 49 or something that I can actually visually see something like that. So how many of you have issues with your back? Raise your hands. All right, so back is support. I'm going to keep it general now. Support. Left side would be feminine, receptive, intuitive, creative, receiving. Right side would be outgoing, rational, linear, masculine. Got it? So who has upper back? Let's start with that. Raise your hand if you have upper back. And how many would it be, whoever has shoulder and above? Cool. I might have said that inaccurately. How many have a shoulder and above? No. How many have a back issue with shoulders and above? Hello. All right, so now that's burdens, blessings, yes or no? So how many have been carrying a burden for left side female figure or right side male figure? How many have been carrying a burden and you thought it was going to help to carry a burden? And come on, it works every time if you'll work it. Now say I restore my blessings. Now really get this, really feel. Usually this is lineage stuff. This is where we begin to restore our lineage's blessings, feminine mom side, masculine dad side. Shoulders, definitely shoulders are like the word should, S-H-O-U-L-D, shoulder, S-H-O-U-L-D-E-R, shoulder. So if we carry anything on our shoulders and upper back, got it? That's all upper back, especially around second or seventh cervical, first and second thoracic, is going to be thyroid, parathyroid, fear of anger, fear of taking authority. So when we restore our authority, when we restore our blessings, you'll have to have authority. How many get, those that raised your hand, or anyone, because this is our whole temple, everybody's body works the same. How many of you realize it's time to restore your authority? How many realize, just say, I reclaim my authorship? Now notice, how many have a shift, how many have your body talking to you right now? Cool. So again, left side feminine. So who has left upper back shoulder? Raise your hand. All right. So is it with a female figure? Yes or no? Or about creativity? Or how many have been carrying a burden for a female figure? Does it help that person to carry their burden? No. In fact, if you'll restore your blessing, it will help them. Many people are carrying a burden for somebody that's not even on the planet. Stupido. Except we didn't know. And now most people just, I got shoulder, I got this, I got doc, I got this going on, I got a pain over here. Well, I mean, so chiropractic, awesome, it works. It doesn't necessarily get to cause like this, but it readjusts, it realigns. There's all kinds of things that help. And I really love the idea of asking us what, not only getting rid of pain, let's say in shoulders, but actually restoring blessings. Reclaiming our blessings. Think, really just contemplate that. Those that have had shoulder issues, right or left, doesn't matter. I restore my blessings. And it usually, not always, but usually it's lineage stuff, especially if you've had it a long time. Imagine being the one that restored your mother side lineage blessings and your father side lineage blessings, where your whole body begins to reshape. Got it? How cool is that? All right, let's go on. So raise your hand if you got accuracy for your body. Raise your hand if that was accurate for you. All right. And how many of you commit to restoring your blessings with ease and grace and fun? Now, there are angels right now listening to you. The angels of the air, bound and unable to do our bidding, or freed, it says, loose to do our bidding by our words alone. Do you get, I restore my blessings? I restore it. Just keep looking everywhere around you now from here on out. Wow, I'm reclaiming my blessings without effort. I'm reclaiming my blessings. It's entering grace again. Every physiological signal is a call to change something and restore something. I'm going to say it again. Every physiological or life situation is a call, an inner call to shift or change or restore all that, some great glorious strength that is our real self into full manifestation. All right, let's go. Next one, hip. How many hippies are here? Just kidding. All right. Hips are moving. So head is thinking, knowing, and remembering. This is the basics. Thinking, touch your head. Thinking, knowing, and remembering. Your torso, arms to your waist is doo-dooing. Everyone say doo-dooing. Just so you can remember, I always go doo-doo because that, and then our hips to our feet is moving. You got to move it, move it. You got to move it, move it. All right, so now what is ahead? Thinking, knowing, and remembering. Got it? Torso again is doo-dooing. And then waist to feet, legs, all that is moving. So let's do it this way. How many have issues with your neck? Oh, a lot of people have necks. Well, you need more necking. No. All right, so maybe, but anyway. So our head, what's this? Thinking, knowing, and remembering connects with our doo-dooing through our neck. So if there's something in our neck, two questions. One is there something you know that you don't want to do, or something you're doing that you don't want to know? And when we can figure this out, and it's usually so profound, the person will go, yeah, oh, I've been knowing to do this, but I haven't wanted to do it. So the neck is going, hello, I'm not letting you off the hook. This is your divine path. You better take it. Take it now. Take it now. No, I don't want to. Take it now. No, I don't want to. 5,000 times. Take it now. No. Eventually, oh, my neck. Oh, God, stiff. Oh, I can't believe it. So, go back in next. Go back in the neck. Go back in the neck. Go back in the neck. Or, in addition, you could simply go, I go do what I know, or I actually let myself know what I'm doing. And all of a sudden, ease happens to your neck. How many like it? So raise your hand if you get, might be it. Those that have their neck issues, how many get it? Yes, how many? All right, anyone not, just work with me for 5 minutes, and I guarantee you're gonna be going, all right, I got it, I recommit. All right, next one. Let's do hip, waist, hip area. So the torso is doing and the legs are moving. So if we know something's going on right around our hips, and again, hip replacements, all that stuff's going on. I mean, yes, we can go in nutritionally, we can go into the building blocks of the body, we can go into amino acid, we can go into, things that are leaching calcium out of the body, we can do all that stuff. Yes. But there's also consciousness involved. The word becomes flesh. So if it's at hip level, it's something that I'm doing that I don't want to move forward in, or something that I'm moving forward in that I don't want to do. There's some conflict between doing and moving. Left side, feminine, receptive, intuitive. Right side, masculine, linear, outgoing, rational, doing. So anybody here with a hip thing going on? Now, it's interesting, the hands go up a little different when we talk about hips. I mean, I just saw it. There's kind of like a thing going on. I mean, because it's a bigger bone structure. And this is like, God, it's kind of dead. But in the hips are like, hello, ow, wow, that's tough. Ow, hip. How many of you have ever had a hip that doesn't want to move? No, it's we didn't want to move. And our hips going, I'm gonna kick your butt. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get that. That's what our body is constantly saying. So just say, I recommit to moving forward. I recommit to doing what I love to do. I move forward in what I love to do. Why do? Upper portion of the body, torso. Moving is lower portion of the body. And again, neck, knowing, thinking, remembering, doing. So now do you get these two major areas of the body that can have issues? Are add this to whatever you're doing in your life and you'll see immediate, in my experience, immediate relief. Now don't just do a little teeny bit, all the way. What? Don't just try to fix it, go all the way. What? How many know? How many just, I did a little bit and I feel better? It's going to come back and bite you in the butt. Go all the way, replace the old pattern. Let scripture, not religion, it says, let the weak man say, I am strong. This is so important, is go all the way. Go thrive. Go through fruition. Have great fun at what you're doing. That the only way we can glorify our Creator, whatever name you use for your Creator, is to enjoy our life. Now, by the way, Cindy Davidson just went, and she touched the back of her head. The back of the head is where the medulla is in the brainstem, and that was left hand. And I believe, was that finger, was it the index finger, dear? Yeah. Oh, both. Oh, so this is what I love. This is the conscious part of the hand. These fingers right there, this is the subconscious part of the hand. So she directed herself on the receiving side to relax and thrive. Your body just said thrive. Now, if you didn't know that, she would just go, oh yeah, fleas. That's it. Just got some fleas. No. But now, Cindy, did that help you to realize your body gave you the signal to relieve the fight or flight and to make it easy, parasympathetic, breathe and thrive? That's called relieving stress and thriving. That's why body language, it's a dynamic version of body language, where the signal keeps on trucking. And it's so important. And then you bring a cup, I feed myself, I nourish, I drink from the cup. Just kidding, that was all perfect. So, all right, how y'all doing? How many have new sensations in your body? How many like a free period, just a day and scratch? Go ahead. All right, that's good. All right. All right, let's go on then. Knees. We'll talk about knees. How many have knees? I'm seeing who's all raising their hands. Thank you. Who doesn't have knees? Somebody might not have knees, you know. How many have your own knees? And some people have had knee replacements, so you know it's it's amazing that they can go do that now. All right. So knees. Anyone with a knee issue? Knee. And raise your hand. Keep it up so I can go. One. What? Just 2 or 3 people. 4, maybe 5, 6. Knee. All right. So left knee would be partnership and forgiveness with a female figure or creativity, not a woman, but a female figure, creative. Right knee would be masculine. That's knees. Now, knees are fascinating. In my new book, which is coming out soon, I talk about the different types of joints that move all around, and then some that go open, close. And then, anyway, it's fascinating. Knees they have a lot of mobility, but can you imagine everything going through the knees? And so when we are humble, it's called bending a knee. And if we don't forgive and also give ourselves the joy of honesty and partnership, is usually when the knee fires off. Now, remember what we've done, not wrong, just in our health models that we've had, I'm going to say disease management models. We go, you know, if we knew this ahead of time, we wouldn't have to get to the point of knee replacements. I'm going to get that. If we can go to cause instead of deal with just the signal, I mean, how beneficial. And again, not in the past, I was all about, oh, that's the wrong and this is right. That's wrong and this is right. I'm not at that anymore. God can work through anything. And especially when we get to cause, the word becomes flesh. The word becomes flesh. So I forgive is going to be required for knees, and it's pretty much required for every one of us anyway. And it's I forgive for no reason. What helped me immensely understand what forgiveness was, I heard Patricia's son when I was 20-some years old. In Kalamazoo, Michigan, we put on an expo, and she was one of our keynote speakers. Beautiful soul, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul. And she goes, she's up there, and I'm new for, you know, like she was new to me. And she goes, love is forgiving and giving and giving and giving. And I literally woke up to what forgiving is. Before I thought it was some whatever. But I realized that's the point. If I choose, I'm a sun, I'm a radiant sun present, so are you. I'm a stream of life. My job is to stream life. But if I have bitterness with somebody and I don't forgive them, I stop giving. And that my energy goes inverted, or in the past could. So when I forgive, I don't do that for somebody else. I do it for me. I do it for both of us, but I especially do it for me. And the whole idea is to forgive for no reason. How many get that? I forgive for no reason. Yes? I'm changing just so you can see all the faces. There's a lot of faces. Holy mackerel, that's awesome. All right, so now, knees are forgiveness. So do you understand that we must, I don't like that word must. I'm going to use it anyway. We must. How many you get to forgive? Yes? And not because somebody deserves it. I forgive for no reason. I'd love to say I forgive you for no reason. And I'm not going to tell them. I'm going to do it on my inner self. You know, if I tell them, I'm usually choosing to with them. I just rather not do that. I'd rather just forgive. And when I truly forgive, all of a sudden we have a new relationship. Somebody that, I mean, this has happened over and over and over and over and over again with so many thousands of people. Somebody will get this and then just forgive somebody I haven't talked to in 20 years, family member, whatever, and they forgive them completely and love them. And all of a sudden the person calls them, I haven't talked to them in 20 years, as if they are the best friends without any memory whatsoever of any issue. You do it in you, everybody gets it. Ho'oponopono, Dr. Hugh Lin, same thing. He would go heal the mentally ill by just reading their file in the mental institution and then forgiving himself, and they would be resurrected and healed. So our body is an instrument of the Most High Living God. This is the temple of the Most High Living God. How many have looked in the mirror nude going, I don't see it? It's like, okay, but it's frequency specific, yes or no? We're not going to do that tonight, thank you, because I'm that kind of guy that goes, no, no, no. Helene, if she were here going, let's do that. No, 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 honey, I don't do that. No, no. All right. So now do you get, we're all a perfect manifestation of thought, word, and emotional patterns. A perfect manifestation. As we think in our heart, so are we. Clear? All right, so now I'm going to do some demonstrations or some exampling. So what that means is that, I'll do a couple more. Skin. Anybody with skin issues? How many have skin? Just kidding. All right, so skin is feeling our world. If you could see the funny little facial expressions that just happened it was like, it was awesome. It's fun to be able to see. If I was in a circle, I usually do this class in a circle, and I have to go, to see that many. Now I can see many of you skin. So skin is feeling, and then where it is specific. So, if it's my face, my cheeks, I show others what I feel on my cheeks. How many have been with somebody and they're trying not to blush and their cheeks go, yeah, right there. Is that you? The person, yeah, that, cool. Yeah, that's me. I remember when some people are trying to be really not emotional and whatever, and their cheeks are going, they're vibrating. It's like, pretty much tell what's going on in your cheeks. Yes. How many are good at getting people to blush? I am. Anyone else? Couple. How many love helping people blush? It's so cool. Yes. Awesome. How many don't like people making you blush? You're going to go next. We're going to get the camera right here. And even now, how many are blushing because I said that? How many can feel a little rise, a little like, oh no, they're going to read me. That's going to be in our cheeks and wherever else. You might be a full face flusher. That's an FFF. Yes? Some people just, their ears maybe get a little whatever, their chin, their nose. All right, next one, I'll give you some more. Nose, left side of the nose is spleen, right side of the nose, liver. So left side of the nose, when you go, that's I can. Right side of the nose, you got to make those noises. So, so this is I can and I will. Or for many that are moving up scale because your liver and your gallbladder and your liver, gallbladder, and your spleen are really involved in the whole transformation process. I can and will, I can and will, I can and will. Yes, and mucus. Let's talk about mucus. How many have ever had mucus? How many have ever had to blow your nose? So trapped plasma protein or mucus in the body are just the belief of I can't and it's hard. How many have ever said I can't and it's hard and I can prove it? Let me count the ways. And then how many blamed others for it? I'll raise my hand on that. How many blamed a pizza for it? How many have ever eaten a pizza and then blown it out your nose? Because you have lacto intolerance or whatever. Lacto pizza intolerance. Come on now. And then you learn about enzymes. So you can eat a lot of pizza and a lot of enzymes. It's really cool. Yes. All right. So that's nose. I can, I will, I can, I will. Let's go back to skin again. Skin is the sensation of our world. It's our membrane. Dr. Bruce Lipton, when he was looking for, where is the intelligence, the brain center of the cell, and he went, it's a hilarious story. And he picks these, no, that's the gonads. Then he's just looking one day and then he sees the structure of the cell. He's got this drawing up there and he goes, oh, membrane, the outer edge. This is our membrane. So again, whatever's going on, this is how we access our memory. So when we're playing the biocomputer, when we're digging and scratching, we're touching some area of the body that's frequency specific to thought, word, and emotional patterns. Generally, we just scratch, scratch, and don't even have a clue what we're doing. How many get that you've been doing that potentially? I'm not suggesting do it. I'm just saying, me too. Now, I mean, more and more, I'm talking to somebody, and all of a sudden I'll find myself doing something, and I'll add my awareness to what's going on. It's always, my body language is always exactly accurate, and it happens automatically. So really, you don't have to learn body language. You do it automatically. You simply require, I believe, and I'm giving myself, translating what my inner spirit is already doing. And if I can understand, like this would be right shoulder, this is my right shoulder. And this, when I got this piece, this is miraculous when I got this piece. I'm on the phone, I'm working with somebody, and they have an issue going on. This is way back when I'm 20-some years old. And they have an issue with their hand. And so I'm on the phone. This is, I mean, we were doing smoke signals. I call this the 1800s, but we actually had phones then. We just didn't have voicemail and stuff like it. No, we had 8-tracks. 8-tracks, you know what 8-tracks? Okay. So I'm on the phone and they're telling me about their hand, and I'm going to ask them a question, but I haven't got a picture yet. So I said, all right, well, where on your hand? So they told me where it was on their hand, but then I didn't know if it was on the inside of their hand or the outside, the top or the bottom. And so when I asked what, was it on the sole of your hand or the top of your hand, and wherever it was, I realized I had to change my question because that's a different area. And I realize now anything that closes in, this is self. Anything that doesn't close in, this is others. When I got that piece and somebody had an issue on their body, skin, whatever it was, I mean, like for me, like right here, this would be still burdens, but this is right side. This is my own burden I carry. If it's on my back, this would be burden I carry for others. That alone, like the more specific, scripture says, not religion, it says, when you have the name of a thing, you have power over the thing. Again, we have the name of the thing, you have power over the thing. To me, that's what the language codes that we have now and the sacred body language codes that we have now help us name the tune for reversal. So let's go back to this one. Let the weak man say I'm strong. Well, obviously the weak man admitted weakness, know the truth that sets you free, named the truth, and then reversed the curse, replaced it. Let the weak man say, join Gold's gym. No, let the weak man say, I am strong. The same is true. I love there's a mini me in the group here. If you can see the mini me, it's so cute. So the arms are, the adult arms are there, and then there's a mini me. It was awesome. It's kind of like that for all of us. I'm going to have an inner child in there that's going, I'm going to smack you upside the head unless you do what you came here to do. I'm going to have a little of that. Yes? And then, all right, I'll give you more. Lower jaw is feeling, touch it, lower jaw, touch your lower jaw. Upper jaw is thinking. So I'm going to have TMJ stuff going on. Anyone, TMJ, temporomandibular joint, tightness, jaw, clicking. Anybody have that? Only 1, 2 and a half, 3, 4, 5, 70. Okay, just kidding. All right, so now TMJ is temporomandibular joint, masseter muscle is the strongest muscle in the body, jaw muscle, got it? And if there's conflict between what we feel, lower jaw, touch it, lower jaw, and what we think, that's going to be at the TMJ. And for everyone that has this TMJ issue, and it could be one side or the other, usually it was in the beginning, developmentally, a conflict between mom and dad. Not necessarily one is feminine, one's masculine, one was feeling and one was mental or thinking. So anybody with a TMJ, ask yourself, mom and dad growing up, was your ideal? No, don't make them wrong. Was it your ideal, or is it time to forgive them? This is thyroid, this is parathyroid, this is forgiveness for no reason. And it's also self-expression. Anything around the mouth, jaw area is about expressing. Throat, sharing, expressing. Now, are you beginning to get, wow, okay, this is, and when it works, I mean, so if you have a signal, especially one that's screaming at you, it's screaming not, I don't want to say this, not to have you fix what's wrong. That's compliance in certain models. You have to be compliant. You can't say this heals what's wrong. No, we don't have to mess with that at all. Just restore something. Walk new, be made new, claim something new, no matter what your modality. Do herbs heal? No. They restore faith. Does faith heal? No. This is really important. I thought it was, faith heals. No, it's scripture, not religion. It says faith means you have it. Without works, action is death. So if I have faith and I don't walk in my faith, you get how not so good. Faith with works, life. Faith without works, death of something. So your body language is constantly, if you can stay with it, restoring blessings, guiding you what to do next, how, when, where, to do what, have what, to express, to clear, to I can, I will, I can, I will. Visual cortex right up here. This is seeing a new vision. Or eyebrows, this is the antenna of what you picked up from others. Many people, they'll start to work. I've got 2 sets of glasses on so I can see you. And they will go, and they're clearing the way of their subconscious, right side masculine, left side. Or they'll scratch. So if it's lightweight interaction, wow, it's just a little bit, but sometimes it's really, really deep. We heal from the inside out, from the head down in reverse order as the symptoms have appeared. Tempered by less intensity toward greater intensity. So here's the deal. What you've been through so far, what we've all been through so far, ain't diddly squat compared to what's coming. So keep your momentum high. Stay in the game. And once you're in the game and start loving everything I love, I touch, I breathe, I stay, I feel, this is our all for you material. Whatever's happening, like if I've got a left shoulder, right shoulder, I now know that I've been living in should land and there's no benefit to being in should land. Got it? I don't need to carry shoulds anymore. Oh, how cool is that? So what's the opposite of should? Well, I enjoy, I restore, I love doing something like that. Is so different than I should be on time. I shouldn't judge. Don't should on me and I won't should on you. How's that? So now do you get, all right, everything's frequency specific. We're moving up scale. Let's do a little bit more. Hands. Wow. How many have hands? Awesome. And when you get hands, when you really, really, really master hands, there's an entire world in hands because what you're doing with your body and what's happening with your body, and you'll be sitting there talking with someone or holding, and all of a sudden you go, oh, wow. And you begin to unwrap what that is. All right. So hands. So first of all, there's parts of the hand that are important. These fingers right here, do yours. High dexterity, that's called our conscious part of our hand, both hands. The subconscious are these two, the little finger and the ring finger. Notice they're not quite as dexterous. Got it? So this part of the hand from here over, got it, to there, conscious. This part over, subconscious. So where you're holding, like if I'm grabbing 2 fingers, that's subconscious. This is conscious or conscious. But if I'm merging conscious and subconscious, I'm going to get these 2 fingers. We see that? So, oh man, there's a whole world here of high frequency exacting specifics. How many know, like, thumb? Everybody put your thumb up. That's will. Left thumb, will to receive. Right thumb, will to give. Index finger. Receiving direction, left side, giving direction, right side. God-given strengths, I call it the driving finger. All right, receiving God-given strengths, just don't flip back at somebody because they don't know. If somebody is driving or whatever and they go like that, just say, thank you. Thank you very much for your God-given strengths, and they'll go away frustrated. It's okay. So God-given strengths, got it, receiving, giving. Help, H-E-L-P in beauty, ring finger. Mine doesn't go up all that easy because it's my subconscious side. And then little finger, sex, desires, and money. I'm excited now. Little finger, sex. Wrap your little fingers together like that. Was it good for you? I can see some of my coaches going, maybe said that. All right. All right. So now, can you imagine what we're doing, where our hands are? Come on. I mean, for me, this is so exacting that I can find in a heartbeat exactly what's going on. All right. So that's what I was choosing to share there. Now, I'll do one more. Fingernails. So teeth and fingernails are parathyroid. Yeah, they protect the body. So calcium metabolism, parasympathetic, parathyroid. Thyroid is metabolism, anger, action, authority, that kind of stuff. Teeth and fingernails are basically some of the hardest stuff in the body, especially teeth. And if your fingernails are weak and or your teeth are weak, or it means it's important to reclaim your authority or your will. And so anybody here with weak fingernails, raise your hands if you have them. And or anyone with teeth that were a bit of a challenge or are a bit of a challenge. Now just say, I reclaim my authority. I reclaim my will. I reclaim my divine will. That's what's required here. Now, I'm going to get everyone's body tends to be exactly the same. It's frequency specific. So no matter what the modality for rebuilding fingernails and taking in certain foods and the right, calcium, magnesium, or more mag than cal, and or to rebuild the teeth and getting the dentin and all the other stuff working, do all that. But also, I reclaim my will. Watch what happens when your endocrine system fires off. All right. So that's what I was choosing to share. Now, let's go ahead and do some exampling. So what this means is, and I'm at Heather Harbaugh, I'm asking your assistance on that. Are there any questions that I might, are we good on questions? And you can mic yourself, Heather.
There were a couple of questions earlier on about specific body signals.
Go ahead, let's do those.
Okay. Let me back up here.
I know, scrolling 400. And next time, just write them down. Go
Okay,
ahead.
yes. Requesting to know more strength, stamina, and vigor, vitality, returning.
No, well, that's just I choose my own life. Hold
and
on. Wait. And so, like enthusiasm, pain, anger, fear, grief, apathy is where we start getting tired. So if somebody has low vigor, they gave up enthusiasm because it wasn't comfortable somewhere, and they went enthusiasm, pain, anger, fear, and they started down scale to the point of, I'm tired, I don't like this. So what I'm recommending is everybody jump back in and do what you love to do and reclaim your will and move up scale, and your body will begin to unwind. Enthusiasm is from the root word entheos, which means God in you. So I reclaim my will, I reclaim my enthusiasm, and then just do whatever it takes to get to the point where I love what I do and I do what I love. That's why we're all home right now on the planet, is we're shifting everything into do what we love and love what we do. Go ahead, dear, what else?
Yes, can you instruct about explaining without a medical diagnosis?
Oh yeah, somebody has an issue in the body and they, well, especially, there's some medical states, like I have, high white blood cell count. They wouldn't know that unless somebody medically told them that. So I won't answer that question. I would just say, well, how do you know what's your body signal? Because in the body signal, they're going to tell me what's going on. So does that help? In other words, the medical, stay out of that, because that's practicing medicine without the license. I don't need that, and plus I'm not trained in that. I would rather know what the body signal is. If I can find the body signal, it's frequency specific to the body. That's so helpful for me. I'll give you an example. I was on stage with Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton. I was a new kid on the block. I believe this is maybe the first time I presented with them, or second time. And I was getting on stage. We have 350 people in the room. And I said to everybody, who's ever going to come up as an example, we're going to stand at the mic, just tell me the body symptom, not any name of a disease. So the gentleman walked up and he goes, said his name or whatever. And he goes, well, I got, he can't so clear, but he goes, I have prostate cancer. I was like, not going to work. So he goes, all right. Oops, I apologize. I'm going to start over. So he gets up there and he goes, I can't pee. That worked. So I asked him a question about his creativity and suppressing it and all that. And then he didn't answer. This is what this is about. This is what happens generally. His whole body started to do a sine wave. I can't do it. I can't demonstrate. I haven't yet ever been able to. But he started to vibrate because the question elicited the memory and began to move it. And the microphone was dancing around, it was on a tripod. And so it's moving around in front of his face like that. And I have a headset mic on, and you can hear in the recording, I'm shaking on the stage as he's shaking, and you can hear my mic on my face going. That's how powerful it was to ask a question exactly that touches the suppression in the thought, word, and emotional key to reverse it. And anyway, long story short, that was powerful for him, powerful for everybody in the room. Next day, voting victory, when we're voting victory, when we're seeing perfection, whatever we seemingly are giving out, even though it's all for us, whenever we vote victory, we keep 60% of it. And then it's a gift that we're giving others by the law of the tithe, Deuteronomy. It's at minimum a tenfold return. About 8 men exactly, about his age, came to me one at a time in the morning for the next day, said, I need to talk to you. And each one said almost identically the same thing. I bawled like a baby all night long. In other words, whatever he did as they voted victory, they got their return tenfold. There you go. So realize by voting each other's victory, what's happening is everyone is increasing your coefficient of grace. Go ahead, dear. What else? You moved. There you are. I love, how many love the way everybody kind of moves around and it's okay.
Left eye twitching.
What's that?
Left eye twitching.
Oh, okay. So I'd love to find who this person is. So can left eye twitcher, who put that down, mic yourself. Left eye twitcher, please. Please mic yourself.
Okay.
Janice, where are you?
Yes.
Wave at me. Wave at me. Wave, 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 wave. Are you there? Are you on? Oh,
You
there.
see
Thank
me?
you, dear. Yeah, I got it now. This only, okay. So left eye. So vote her victory. Yes, or everybody? Everybody, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, be
Yes.
real adamant about this. Please vote her victory. So left, when the eye twitches, it's usually like congestion in the liver, but it also means resentment. Have you had some resentment about the way you've been seen or what you've seen lately?
Yes.
Which one?
The way I've been seen.
And so have you forgiven the way you've been seen by others?
Apparently not.
Apparently. This is where language comes in. Apparently. How many heard? Word. Yeah, word up. So is it a female figure? Even now, bless your heart, honey. It's emotional, yes or no?
What?
What? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Is it emotional?
Yes.
So vote her victory, everybody. It will always be this way. So how do you choose to be seen by this person?
With love.
Mm-hmm. So just imagine, how about I see myself, try this out. I see myself through this person with love.
I see myself through this person with love.
Say it again.
I see myself through this person with love.
And I forgive their personality.
And I forgive their personality.
And only love sees me.
Only love sees me.
Now here's what you said on that, Janice. Open your eyes. You went, only love. And you were like, hell no, I won't go. Hell no, I won't go. It's not wrong, not wrong, but you're most, yeah, now, whoa. What are you scratching? What are you scratching?
I'm using
Wait, which finger are you using?
my thumb, my right
On your
thumb,
eyebrow or on your lid?
right below the eyebrow on the lid, both.
Okay, so now, got it. She's clearing the way she's been seen before, probably by the masculine side, yes or no? Do you have a voice? Can you speak?
Yes.
Okay, and vote her victory. Do you feel a lot as this is happening? Yes or no?
Yes.
And are you touching and staying or touching and running with what you feel?
Touching and running.
How far did you run?
Quickly and far.
Well, how far?
Mileage?
Yeah, that'll work.
About 60 miles away.
Good job. Good job. So now just say it's okay. It's okay. I love myself if I run.
It's okay. I love myself. Oh, wait. I shook my head no again, didn't
Yeah, you did
It's
though.
okay.
That's so cool. See, when I work with somebody and they become self-aware, this is what it's all about. So now is the time, with permission, is it time to say yes to being seen
Yes.
for who you are?
Yes. To be
And who
seen.
am you?
Who am me?
I asked you first.
I am.
Yeah, who am you?
I am.
I am what?
It's a good question. That's a deep question.
Thank you. You can tell I'll always be that way with me. Either that or complete stupid thing. Those that know me are going, that's right. A lot of stupid and sometimes very deep. Okay. So I am what? See, because it's time to be seen for who you really are. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So again, you're going to run or you're going to stay?
Stay.
So now say, I stay.
I stay.
I touch and I stay.
I touch and I stay.
Say it again.
I touch and I stay.
Say it again.
I touch and I stay.
So in other words, I forgive the way I've been seen. I see myself, just own, and then just only love sees me. Only God sees me. And then you had to clear away the way you've been seen or by others, by male side. And usually this, no judgment to anybody. Did Dad see you for the way you desire to be seen?
No.
So again, go revise that. Just imagine your divine aspect of your father seeing, yes, the real you, and that's emotional holding down there. Got it? So
What is this?
emotional. Down, whenever it's down here, that's the emotional. This is more the thought, just kind of like the jaw.
Okay.
So I forgive my dad.
Okay. I forgive my dad.
Here's what you said. I forgive not so much. I choose to forgive my dad.
I choose to forgive my dad
For
not seeing who I am.
And I am, go get, I am who? That's what I'm asking. Who am you?
Joyful.
You had said no.
Joyful.
Now say, I am joyful.
I am joyful.
Say it again.
I am joyful.
Say it again. You're working it. She's going, I am head. It's awesome. That was great. Now, wait. Neck and shoulder, yes or no? Where, and did you touch the back of your head any, right? But is it all neck?
Yeah.
Good. So now that's called leaving the fight or flight. And the neck is knowing and doing. And then shoulder, did you go to shoulder? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, you just barely touch the upper part of your shoulder. I restore my blessings with my dad.
I restore my blessings with my dad.
Say it again.
I restore my blessings with my dad.
And did you touch and run or touch and stay?
Touch and stay. I
Good.
touch and stay.
Yeah, say I touch and I stay.
I touch and I stay.
Are you glad you asked the question?
Yes.
Good job. Voter victory, everybody. How many are really glad she went first? Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Janice. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right. Anything else, Heather?
Yes. How many more do you choose?
Just jump in.
Okay. So short of breath when eating with difficulty swallowing.
And who's that? Can we find out who that is?
Yeah, this is Joyce. Joyce.
All right, raise your hand. Mic yourself.
I don't think she's on camera.
No camera on her? All right.
But Joyce, if you can.
There we
Oh,
go.
there she is.
Joyce, good. All right, Joyce, are you on? Wave if you're on, if you're visible. No, not. All right. Is she here? Right?
Yes.
She's here. Wave really big.
Yes, she's here.
But I mean,
I see her. She's under me.
Oh, there she is. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm so good. I can see that. I can see your eyeglasses and above. So if you can move your screen down, that'd be
Oh,
great.
okay.
It's so cute. It's like, I can't do mine because it's a big old thing. All right. So tell me what it is again.
I have short of breath and difficult breathing, and I can only eat small amounts because it gets stuck, and there's a lot of pain. They have done,
And
they have
again, this is not this. I always recommend getting supported medically or whatever. This is not
Okay.
either or. Everybody clear on that? It's really important. So just in addition to whatever you do to take great care of yourself and do that, has it been difficult to feed yourself emotionally?
yes,
And so let's start with that. I give myself permission to be fed with ease.
I give myself permission to be fed with ease.
I receive with grace and ease.
I receive with grace and ease.
And the breathing, I remember my inspired life.
I remember my inspired life.
And I give myself permission, I give myself permission to express my truth.
I give myself permission to express my truth.
Now, every one of these is frequency specific. So over these years, have you been diminishing your expression?
Yes,
And has that been a challenge for you?
it's been a challenge.
All right. And have you been, no judgment, I'm not doing it that way at all. Have you been less and less and less enthusiastic?
I wouldn't say that because I'm very
How
enthusiastic.
about inspired?
I am
All right, so
I am
stay with me.
inspired.
I got it. So this is all about feeding and expression.
Okay.
So who has not been feeding you emotionally?
I haven't spoke to my youngest daughter for 3 years.
How are we doing? So can you forgive her?
I thought I had, but maybe I haven't.
And notice, I thought, not wrong answer is typical. I thought I had. That's what thinking will do. Eating from the fruit of the tree, the thinking of right and wrong. So how about I forgive myself for not forgiving my daughter?
I forgive myself for not forgiving my daughter.
Yep. Say it again as you can, honey.
I forgive myself for not forgiving my daughter.
And can you imagine your daughter forgiving herself?
I can imagine my daughter forgiving herself.
Good. And can you imagine emotionally feeding each other again?
Yes.
Everybody, please add in. We've got on right now 104. Let's vote her victory. Vote their victory. Yes. Let's all really, really vote their victory. Yes. And what's happening in your body, dear?
I feel peace.
Good. What else is happening in your body?
It's just an upper scale of energy and happiness.
Cool. And do you give yourself permission to have energy and happiness?
I give myself permission to have energy and happiness.
This is all part of the code. So I'm gonna give you the language piece on this. I asked her a yes/no question. She didn't answer. It's not wrong. She just didn't answer. So do you give yourself permission to agree with your enthusiasm?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yay, yay, nay, nay. It's important to be yes. And you give yourself permission to inspire your world.
Do I just say yes or I give myself permission?
Well, my question is, do you give yourself permission to inspire your world?
Yes.
And throat is, do you give yourself permission to communicate your truth to your daughter?
Yes, I do.
Good job. Let's vote her victory. Yes, everyone? And did that help, dear?
Yes. Yes.
What's she going to say, right? Awesome. Vote her victory. Like already done. Vote her victory. All right. Thank you, dear. Heather, well, who else?
Shrugging shoulders.
What's that? Oh, so
Someone shrugs
shoulders.
their shoulders.
I got it. Shoulders. I'm going to get you a different mic, by the way. You know, if you're going to play that role, I'm going to tape. No, just kidding. So shoulders are burdens and blessings. So when somebody's, you know, when they're doing that, shrugging, they're attempting to slough off or shift the burden. So who's the shoulder person? Oh, man, who's the one that requested that info? Can you mic yourself and video yourself if you're on it?
Yeah, sorry about that. That's me, Jacqueline.
Oh, good. Yay, go ahead. So tell me about your shoulders.
Yeah, it just happened just automatically on its own. It just,
So tell me about the burdens you've been carrying.
my parents, mom and dad.
So how cool is that? No judgment. And is it both shoulders?
Yes,
And so do you prefer to carry their burdens or restore your lineage, mom and dad's side, restore your lineage's blessings?
I prefer to restore the lineage blessings.
Whose lineage?
Both.
Whose?
Both lineages.
My lineage.
My lineage.
Yeah, you were like, I don't own them. I'm just carrying their burden. They're not mine. That's my. Say my mom and dad.
My mom and dad.
I restore our what?
I restore our lineages.
And lineage of what? Blessings. Which blessings are you?
Blessings.
Of what?
Restore our lineages of blessings.
What blessings are you restoring in mom and dad's world, your world? All right, what burdens have you been carrying for them?
Relationship.
Okay. So about how I restore harmony in relationship.
I restore harmony in relationship.
Say it again.
I restore harmony in relationship.
You're doing great.
Uh,
Say it again.
I restore harmony, in relationship.
And what's the whoa? I love it. You're going on a ride, but tell us about it.
It's just the energy. My whole body is just
Whose
vibrating.
energy?
My energy.
Yeah. See, back to the separate. Not, yeah, the energy, my energy. And every time you shook your head no a little bit. Whoa, whoa, hell no, I won't go. So it's a matter of waking up, clear, agreeing. So do you realize, everyone, this is just one way to play the game. Eventually we find, I'm sorry, I'm getting messages from Maggie who's running the show here on the technical side. Do you realize that our greatest weakness shall be our greatest strength? So the burdens you've carried is the opposite of your mission in life. What you're now, that the beginning of what you're getting, I harmonize all relationships or whatever. That's your mission in life. Yes or no, Jacqueline?
Yes.
How many, first of all, how many heard? How many heard that? So I call it, that's our me self, either too much beef or that's our me self. So now when you went, now we know that's deep vibration. You can have a bunch more, but how important is it for you to restore harmony in relationships?
It's very important.
Yep. And how have you been doing up until now?
Not that great.
All right. So now mom and dad were still being carried because you were to reverse it. Let the weak man say, I'm strong. Let the disharmony you've carried with mom and dad be harmonized.
Yes.
And you're the one, yes or no?
Yes.
And how many of us could benefit by what you're just for no reason bringing to the table just because you choose? How many of us could be benefited by that? How many people in your world can benefit from harmony in relationships?
The entire family.
And the entire family? The entire or my entire family?
My entire family.
Good job. Notice 3 times in, 3 times separate. The family, not mine. The family, not mine. The family, not mine. Do you all get when you own it, you can change it? Cool. Does
Yeah.
that help, dear? So instead
Yeah.
of, and again, if you ever shrug again, you go, oh, I restore my blessing. Oh, I restore what? And then name the blessings you restore. Cool.
Mhm. Yes.
Awesome. Did that help?
Oh, yes. Very
Awesome.
much. Yes.
Good. Remember now, bigger than all this is, this may again be your mission in life,
Mm.
to harmonize every situation. I'll give you an example of this. So if there's a sound in music, if there's a sound like a dissonance in music, there's a sound you can play that harmonizes that.
Wow.
It makes it beautiful. That's the beauty of what we can do with each other, is we can bring harmony, harm to none, harmony to each other. It's and then we begin to complement each other versus war and all the other stuff that can go on. So again, really delve into that deeply. Since you've carried this for a period of time,
Yeah.
remember, you picked it to resurrect it. Every one of us, we picked it to resurrect it.
Wow. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Vote victory, everybody, for all three of them and the whole planet. All right, our whole planet. What else we got? Heather Harbaugh?
A warm feeling in the palms of the hand.
Warm feeling?
Warm.
Who's the warm palmer? The palmistry with warmness person.
It's me, and I'm trying to figure out how to get my video going here.
Kristen. There you go. Hey, yay. Awesome. Good job.
Hi again.
So is it comfortable or not comfortable, the warm palm thing?
Not comfortable.
All right. So tell with permission. Now there's energy centers in the body, or chakras, right? I call them Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. All right. And then there are sub chakras in the palms of the hands. So is it left or right or both?
It's both.
Okay. And have you been holding back, handling, or doing something?
I don't know. I choose to know.
Yeah, good job. Who could we call? That was what I was going to do. Okay.
Not the phone.
Not the phone. So, all right, I'll ask it this way. Have you been hating doing something?
Yes.
All right. No judgment. That's not the point. Do you get that there's energy bound up in letting it flow? That's what heat is. So if there's a fever in the body, like when a child has a fever, usually they're burning off the karma of the parents. That's just what my system has always taught me and by my mentors. So when there's all this heat in the hands, it means that most likely if you're, no judgment, hating doing, handling, doing something, it means that by loving what you're doing, you'll begin to do what you love. So is it time for you to forgive what you're doing, do it with love, and then begin to do what you love?
Yes.
And what do you love to do that you haven't been doing? Did everybody watch both times? One was on one side of the face, then it was so we know it's going to be expression and deep feeling, lower jaw. So what do you love to do that you're not doing?
Well, the one thing you're saying, it's parental related?
No, I did not say parents.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Well,
now watch. How many saw that right over here? How many saw it? So we know that she's doing something. I gotta, have to, must, need, gotta, have to, must, gotta, have to, gotta. And it's right side doing that, then right. And she's attempting to relieve that, scratch that off. Got it? Please. Yeah. No, just kidding. So because it wasn't a relief, it was more like, you prick it out. What the Yes. So have you been doing what you have to instead of what you love to do?
Yes. Yes.
So
then
now just
speaking my truth.
Yeah. So now just say, I got my miracle.
I got my miracle.
And I love doing what I love to do.
And I love doing what I love to do.
And I forgive the crap out of everything else.
And I forgive the crap out of everything else.
And I handle everything with love.
And I handle everything with love.
And everything I touch is love.
Everything I touch is love.
So how accurate is all that?
I believe straight on, straight up.
And so who do you have to forgive?
A friend.
Good. Male or female?
Female.
Okay. So I forgive person X.
I forgive her.
That was better yet. That was too good. And I forgive for no reason.
And I forgive for no reason.
Yeah. And I forgive just because I forgive.
And I forgive just because I forgive.
And does she represent what you're doing? In other words, because it was on the doing side. It was masculine side, but not men.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
yeah, good job. And I love the yes, you brought it. So now do you get a sense, once you forgive that person, her, do you realize that frees you up?
Yes.
Yes. And what do you love to do?
I love to do a lot of things.
Well, what do you like to handle? What do you love now? Oh, this cheek, show me. Show. I'm going to get, there's so much more of the body language piece. We're only getting a small little window. But again, it's time to be seen in a new way. Yes or no?
Yes.
By the male or female side of life?
Female still.
Okay, good. So work, rational, outgoing.
Work.
Good.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'm seeing how. See, cheeks show how we, remember I mentioned that? Cheeks show how we feel. So I'm seeing how.
I am seen as confident. I'm seen as truth, as a truth.
Yeah.
As the truth.
Did anybody see her bite her upper lip? So the upper lip is speaking. And so when I'm working with somebody, all of a sudden I start biting. Like if they purse their lips, they're like, they mean shut up. But if they bite the lip, they're probably accessing how to say it.
Yes.
So, and was it you bit the right side? Can you still feel where you kind of munched on your?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how about I express myself with ease?
I express myself with ease.
Say it again.
I express myself with ease.
Awesome.
And I enjoy it.
I enjoy it.
I enjoy expressing myself with ease.
Say it again.
I enjoy expressing myself with ease.
How about like make that real and relaxed and comfortable and fun?
I enjoy expressing myself with fun and ease and
Nice.
grace.
Nice. And then what happens?
And then life gets easier.
Who's?
And I express myself, my
Ooh.
life gets easier.
Yeah, there we go.
And I express myself. Yeah. Express
And
myself.
voter victory, it's like that, everybody. We get in there and it's like, whoa, and it's intense. So voter victory. Good job. Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you. Thanks for the laughs tonight too.
We're welcome. Cool. All right, time-wise, kids, we're at an hour and 40 minutes, 42 minutes, I believe.
Well, my
Yep.
hands are still warm.
What's that? What? Thank you. Well, Heather, we'll do one more. How's that?
Right lower arm pain.
Right. Who's the right lower arm pain person?
They may have called it something else that was not, that was a diagnosis.
I think that's me.
Sarah? Is it Sarah?
Yes.
Can you wave at me, Sarah, so I can find you? Oh, good. Okay, go ahead, dear. So tell me what you got going on.
I have pain in my right arm from my elbow. And I've
Okay. And so when did it start?
had- a couple years ago.
And have you been doing, so I'm going to build the body again. Head thinking, knowing, remembering. Torso is doing, arms wrapping, and to the hands of handling. So it's going to be about doing. And so if the shoulder, burdens, blessings, first part here, not so much, more, if you can just kind of go, well, not so much burdens, more doing. Then when you go to the elbow and the forearm, is it the forearm top, side, or underneath?
It's I guess that would be underneath.
Or, well, I mean, it's kind of a combo, halfway around.
Yeah.
All right. So do you love what you do with others?
Maybe not.
Who would know? Who could we call?
It would be me.
Okay. What's your number? Just kidding. I've had people give me their phone number. It's actually hilarious. So again, so now watch her. She goes, itchy, itchy, itchy. I saw that. Got it? Either dandruff or she's connecting thoughts. This is like making a new choice in here. So her body accessed memory or whatever. So if this is a couple years ago, when you noticed this pain, your pain, or whatever it is, and now her lips, if you can see her lips, with permission, Sarah's going, shut up. Everyone put your lips together and try to talk. Her motion body's going, shut up, just shut up. Don't say a word. Just don't. Do not say a word. Do not say a word. Don't do it. So you have to really love yourself to get this. Clear? You have to be secure for yourself. So voter victory, everyone. So it's halfway point. It's with you, it's with others, top of the arm, and with you. So somewhere in what you're doing is a challenge for you in relationship to others. I'm going to call this the codependent line. So have you been worried in what you do about what other people, their opinions of you?
100%.
For about that same time frame.
Yes.
So now is it time to become co-empowered
Yes.
versus codestanky or codependent?
Yes.
Yes. So who do you have to forgive?
Myself.
And who else? Person, you don't have to give a name, just person X.
Person X.
I love it. And Y and Z and double A and Q, whoever else, yes. So now say, I reclaim my sovereignty.
I reclaim my sovereignty.
I do what I do for me.
I do what I do for me.
And what this means, you're going to change the channel from worrying about the way you do and handle things with others. You're going to do it for you. Is that important?
Yes.
And that's what your pain wouldn't let you off the hook. You can't go in there worrying that somebody's going to judge you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And have you made people judge you?
Yes.
Yeah. How many have been so powerful you can get a perfectly good person to turn into your mother or father? Or someone? How many have ever said, like mom and dad, if it's mom and dad, how many have ever said something like, I'll never be like my mother? That's what I did. And I found my mother coming out of me with my first child. It was hilarious. Not so much. All right. So now, again, do you realize time for sovereign? We have a recording, an online thing you can do called Transforming Codependence into Co-Empowerment. And right next to that, the next thing to do is called High Agreement. So in essence, that line right there indicates with others and self. So again, I recommend there is nobody out there unless you need to have them have power over you. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now say yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now say, mm-hmm. Watch this. Honey, will you marry me? Mm-hmm. Would you be satisfied with that answer?
No.
No. So remember, I say yes to my own sovereignty.
I say yes to my own sovereignty.
With a little power.
I say yes to my own sovereignty.
Yeah, I love what I do.
I love what I do.
My world respects what I do.
My world respects what I do.
All right, voter victory. Was that helpful?
Thank you. Yes, it was very helpful.
Awesome. All right, all right. So everybody, you know, we could do this for a lot more, but we really did well. So I would love to know how this was for you, this particular thing tonight at 9:30. We have, was sent to you a whole bunch of things that you can jump in and start to do if you choose to do it that are special for a little while. Jump in. And those of you that like to become a coach of this, we're doing this right now. We have a whole coaching system that's online. It's really fun. It's working. How many of you are in our Kahuna online program right now? So, and we just did all for you. It was awesome. Now we're going to go on and do sacred body language translation, bio-optic holography, and life upgrade coaching for the next 2 months. So I'm looking forward to it. All right, to each of you, vote victory, see perfection, dig and scratch consciously. Remember, something in you is doing it, and it's your great self. Yes? All right, I'm going to, everyone say hey to everybody.
Hello.
You're all talking.
Hey,
Hello.
everyone. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, everyone.
Be safe.
And we ended up having 320 sign up tonight.
Thank you,
So.
Bob.
Everyone,
Thank you, Bob.
remember,
Thank you.
Hi, Barbara. Hi, John. Hi, Grace.
Josie.
Cynthia.
Hi, Josie.
Hi, everybody.
Hey. It's laughed so hard, but it's absolute joy.
Good.
Thank you, Bob.